Welcome back everyone, and I've made a dreadful mistake. I've got the camera all set up and I forgot to switch on the microphones. So once I connect the external microphones to the camera, it actually disables the microphone and the camera. So I've got absolutely no sound because I've got the microphones connected to the camera, but they're not switched on. But today I'm going to be putting in my garlics and my onions. You can see I've got three types of garlic here. I've got the elephant garlic, which is the large ones. I've got Iberian garlic and Gemador. And they're all safe seeds. They're all saved from garlics I grew last year. I've just had a little look underneath there. The roots are all coming through, so they're really ready to go in the ground. I've also got the onion sets, and they're Shakespeare, I think, and they're going to go in this same bed. So what I'll have to do is I'll need to take all that covering off. Then I've got half a bag of farmyard manure, which I'm going to put on and rake down. I've then got 5 bags of topsoil that I got from my in-laws, which are going to go on. And the reason for this is we got hit by the allium leaf miner last year, so I'm hoping that this topsoil and using a different bed, there'll be no allium leaf miner in the soil or the grubs. And I'm also going to put on this EnviroMesh net over them to give them further protection. So that's the plan for today. I'm just going to have to get the camera down, put the camera down and crack on. I'll move everything off of this bed. The cardboard I can use on other beds that I'll get cleared up, as I said earlier in a previous video. I'm not going to be using all my beds over the winter, so any that are not getting used, what I'll do is I'll weed them and cover them over, and I'll do this. There's no rush to get this done. You know, if I get one a week done, that's fine. It just means that come the spring, I'll have the beds all ready to go. And as you can see, there's a couple of little weeds in this, but nothing really to shout about. I'll take the cardboard off. What I have noticed when I was working with this soil was that by having the cardboard on top, it prevented a lot of water getting in, and the soil was quite dry. But I'm not too bothered about that because I know in the forecast that it's going to rain later on today. You know, the day that I was planting this. I've done this about a week ago. I've done this video about a week ago, and I ummed and ahed, and I thought, do I really want to sit in my bedroom and do a voiceover for the entire video? But we'll see how it goes. So first to go on is the well-rotted farmyard manure, and this is a commercial product, so I'd like to think that it's rather safe, and there's been no what do you call it, weed killer used on the, you know, the field where the animals grazed. There is a particular one that's caused problems in the past. I'll stick its name up here once I look it up later. But what happens is that the farmer puts a weed killer on to kill creeping thistle or something like that. And his horses or his cows come in and they graze on the field, and they digest the plants with this weed killer on, and it goes right through the digestive system of the animal and into the manure. So it means you end up buying manure with weed killer in it, and you put all this nice manure on your bed and nothing grows because it's contaminated with weed killer. But this is a commercial product and I've used it before. I'm also going to use some 6X chicken manure pellets just to boost the nitrogen of the soil. And what I'll do is I'll put the topsoil on top of this layer, and hopefully the garlics and the onions will put their roots down, and they'll get all the goodness coming from this sort of nitrogen and manure rich patch. So yeah, I got these bags of topsoil from my in-laws. I helped them put in a path in their garden, and this was all the topsoil that we dug out when we were laying the foundations of the hardcore down for the path. So they've got quite a bit more to get rid of, so I'll top up a few of my beds. I'm just limited to how much I can carry. It does weigh quite a lot because it's all wet soil. It was raining earlier in the week, but as I said, there's no rush to do these things over winter. We've got plenty of time, so even if I just go up and get one carload per week, that'll do. But yeah, it's good topsoil, and as I said, hopefully it hasn't been used for growing onions in or anything like that, which I doubt it has. So as the topsoil on, what I'd like to do now is just rake it over and break up the big clumps and remove any stones, any large stones that I don't want. So that's my next task for this bed. That's as good as that's going to get. I've taken out all the major lumps, so let's get the garlics in the ground. As I said, I've got 3 types. Let me just check that the camera's still on. It's a shame I never checked that the microphones were on at the same time, but there you go. So I've got 3 types of garlic here. I've got elephant garlic, I've got Iberian garlic, which I originally got from the gift shop at the Isle of Wight garlic farm when I visited it a couple of years back. And I've also got some Gemador, and these are all saved, honestly, buy garlic ones then save seed. So these are all saved seeds from garlics that I've already grown. And when I say saved seeds, it's actually just cloves of garlic. I keep a couple of bulbs back, of the biggest bulbs back, and I break them up and replant them, and it works rather well. I do this year after year, and it means that I only have to buy garlic once. So I've just realised that I need some markers to mark where the garlic's been planted. I wouldn't hang on to that wood, John. It's looking a bit ropey, the edge of that bed. So I'm going to put them in 4 in a line. So I'll start off with the elephant garlic. I've got 8 of them, and ideally you want to plant your garlic about twice the depth of the actual clove. I'm actually planting these a bit shallow, God knows why. because I know they should be a little bit deeper, but they will work. Ideally you want to be twice the depth or twice the height of the clove that you're putting in. So there's 4 in there. One's covered up already. I'll just put in another marker just so I know where I've been, and that also means that I know where to look to see if they're coming up. Once the garlic's coming up, I can basically remove these markers. It's just so that when I walk past I can look down, I can see where the garlic's supposed to be coming up, and I can tell when it is. If I remember rightly from last year, the elephant garlic took the longest to come up. It took a couple of months, I think, before I started getting green shoots, and I was panicking. I was sort of like brushing the soil off it, a couple of times to see, making sure that the clove hadn't rotted in the ground. But it was all okay. Then they came up in the end. You've just got to be a little bit patient with these things. So in goes the elephant garlic, and this Iberian garlic I got from the gift shop at the Isle of Wight farm, garlic farm, is really, really good. They're really, really nice garlic. So both me and Delilah will be growing this again this year. So next one is the Iberian garlic, and as you can see, it's starting to sprout. It's got its green sprouts already up. It's come up rather quickly, actually. So I think I've got 10 of them. So I've got 8 elephant, 10 Iberian, and 10 Gemador, which is a French garlic, which is quite nice. Well, that's all the garlic in. Didn't take that long in the end, to tell you the truth. So I've got 8 elephant garlics, 10 Iberian garlic, and 10 Gemador garlics, all from Save Seed from previous years. So that's, a good little crop there, from next to nothing. Once you've actually paid for these things, once you can just use them over and over again if you save a few cloves to plant the next year. So I'm just going to go around and break up any lumps of soil that I see, and make sure they're all buried. As I says, I'm not going to water because I know it's going to water later on the day that I planted them. So it's one less job to do. And next thing is to do is the onion sets, which is a similar process to the garlics. They're just going to get buried. What I'll do is I'll dig a hole or dig out a little hole, and about twice the height of an onion set, and then I'll just plop the onion set in and cover it up, and that should be it. So I'll bring you back when I'm finished. And there we go, there's a finished bed. 24 Shakespeare onions have now gone in. Next thing left to do is to put the net on. So I'm going to start off by putting the hoops on. and I'm just going to space these as evenly as I can along the bed. Make sure they're all pushed down securely. Then this is the EnviroMesh netting, and this is an incredibly fine mesh that keeps out practically everything. It's very fine, and it's also very delicate, and it's very easy to get damaged. So just try my best not to cause any more damage to these things. And once I get one end secure, I can then move my way up around the bed and making sure everything's tight and nice and secure. I mean, I'm hoping this will stop the allium leaf miner getting to the onions and the garlic, and also it will stop any wildlife digging these up. A fox or a cat, if they see a nice clean bed like that, they think it's a huge big litter tray for them, and they'll dig it up, and before you know it, all your onion sets in, garlics, cloves have all been uprooted, and you've got to do them all again. So I'm just making sure all the clips are in the right place, and the one side I'm going to weight down with this metal bar. I've put the gardening staples on the other side, but by using this metal bar I'm hoping that will do less damage to the netting, and it will also make it easier to if I have to do any weeding during the year, then all I have to do is lift the bar, then lift the net, and that should give me access to the bed rather than having to keep taking out the staples, because it's keep doing the staples that causes some of the damage, because the wind catches the net so fine, it catches the net and pulls it, and you end up with holes where the staples are. So I'm just making sure everything's nice and secure now, and that's not too bad a job. I'll give you a quick look down the length, but hopefully the next video I'll remember to put the sound on, and I'll get a more authentic sound rather than me trying to overdub everything after I've done it. As you can see, the mesh is very fine and it's very easy to damage it. I might actually repair that with some gaffer tape. Put a piece of gaffer tape inside and outside, and cover it that way to stop it spreading. Well, that's it for me for today. I'm going to go now, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time I'm on the plot.